Good morning, students. Now in today's video that we are going to discuss about the next poem. It is second poem, Fire and Ice. The poem which is composed by a famous poet, American poet, Robert Frost. If we see the lifespan of this poet, Robert Frost, that he was born in 1874 and died in 1963. And he was an American poet known for specially, if we look at the speciality of this poet, that he is known for realistic depiction of the rural life there. It means the poem which he has composed there in his lifetime, the poem or the work that he has composed that is belongs to the countryside or the rural side there. And due to his works, due to his achievement, that he received one of the famous award in literature there, that is a Pulitzer Prize for Literature. This award that he received here. This is what in short about this American poet Robert Frost. And now he has composed this poem, a very short poem but a very meaningful poem, short and meaningful poem, Fire and Ice. Two words are given here. So now especially if we see there, if we look at the central idea of this poem, Fire and Ice, two words are given. Almost we could say that the two are opposite words there, two are opposite idea. One side fire is given and another side ice is given here. It means both are opposite ideas, both are opposite contrasting words are given by the poet here. So then if we look at the central idea of this poem, that the poet wants to say through this poem, that only few things are necessary if you want to maintain, if you want to bring the peace on this earth, if you want to love with the peace on this earth, on this planet, few things are necessary, few things are must here. What few things are in that love is there? It means only love, equality, mutual understanding and sympathy. I repeat again, if you want to maintain the peace on this planet, central idea of this poem, that only love, equality, mutual understanding and sympathy for one and all can maintain the peace on this planet. This is what overall the central idea of this poem here. And now when the poem starts, only few lines are given, 8 lines are given, short poem. That time two ideas are given by the poet here, and we know that we are living in the world of technology, we are living in the world of science. So everyone wants to go ahead in this race, everyone wants to go ahead there. A lot of competition is there, and the people that they have become greedy now, they want to live a comfortable life. Everyone wants to live a comfortable life, lavish life here with the help of technology. So the same thing is given, and we know that, especially for example, this is what a kind of eternal truth here, a kind of a reality of the life here. What is the reality of life here? The thing which is created. For example, we will take our example. The man who is born, he has to die one day. This is what the reality, it means ultimate truth of human life here. The man who is born, that he has to die one day here. So in the same manner, this planet, this earth is created. It has been created there, so definitely it will end one day there. The end will be there. So then when the poem starts there, at that time that poet talks about how the fire and ice both are destructive. Both are destructive, both can cause to the end of the world here. Both can lead the humanity. Both can lead the humanity towards the destruction here, towards the end of the world here. So then, and you know that especially the scientists here, the scientists, they are almost we could say that they are moving around the same question here. It means what is the question here, or the age-old question we could say that. What is the age-old question here? The same question, whether the world will end in fire or in ice. This is what the lingering question here. The question which is not answered yet. No one has answered this question here. That what is the end of the world there? How the world will come to an end? Some will say, some scientists that they are in the favor that the world will end in fire, and some scientists that they used to say that no, the world will end due to the ice here. Different means opinions are here. So now if we look at the opinion of this poet here, for example, two stanzas are given here. When the poem starts, the very first line of this poem here, the poet says that some say the world will end in fire and some say in ice. Few figure of speeches are used in this poem. For example, one figure of speech that is used, alliteration in the very first line. In the very first line, the poet has used this figure of speech or the poetic device, a kind of ornament which is used by the poet in his work. So now alliteration is used in the very first line by the poet here. So what is meant by alliteration then? The question comes, the meaning of the alliteration. Alliteration means the repetition of the consonant sound. The repetition of the sound, not vowels, but the repetition of the consonant sounds. A, E, I, O, U, these are the vowels. When the repetition of the vowel comes, that time assonance, the figure of speech comes, assonance. But here alliteration, it means repetition of the consonant sound here. So some say SS, repetition of the sound. For example, as some say, repetition of the letter SS, it means consonant there. So that is why we can say that alliteration, the figure of speech is used by the poet here. So then the poet says that some say the world will end in fire. This is a lifelong question, almost we could say that unending question. There is no end at all to this question. Scientists that they are thinking, age-old question that how the world will come to an end there, whether the world will end by the fire or ice there. So the poet says that some say the world will end in fire and some say in ice. It means different opinions are there according to the poet. Different opinions are there. And here, see now, it's a symbolical poem here. It's a symbolical poem here. According to the poet, fire stands for some qualities here, especially some, we could say that some attributes are there. Fire. So let us have a look at the fire. Fire stands for greed. Fire stands for avarice, lust, conflict and the fury. Right? So fire leads here. All these qualities, fire stands for all these things here. It stands for our greed. It stands for our passion. It stands for our avarice. It stands for our desire. Passion and desire. Passion, desire. Right? So the fire, it leads a person, for example, the person, how the world comes to an end according to the poet. Actually the poem is symbolical. Different symbols are used here. The poet wants to say something different here. Actually the poet is not going with the fire here. The poet wants to say that the world comes to an end due to the nature of the human beings here. Nature, what kind of the nature? Due to the greedy nature of the human being. Because nowadays we know that everyone is running behind the materialistic things here. Everyone wants to purchase different kind of the things. Maybe for example, we can say that everyone wants that at his home he wants television, at his home that he wants AC, or the different luxurious things, lavish things that he wants there, or the person wants at his home there. And to possess here, for the possession of all these things, the man is continuously running here. The man is running there. So almost we could say that the greed is responsible. Almost what is the main cause according to the poet? Some will say the greed is the main cause behind the destruction of the world. Then avarice, then lust, conflict, passion, desire, our fury, our anger. So all these things are responsible. Some people say. Some people say that all these things are responsible. It means greed, avarice, lust, conflict, passion, desire and fury. Fire represents all these things there. Right? Now comes to the next symbol, that is eyes. Next symbol, that is eyes. Eyes, it represents here. We know that especially if you see here, maximum part of our earth or the planet that is covered by the water here, that is covered by the iceberg there. So that is covered by the ice. So then, now here ice stands for cruelty or the cruel nature of the human being there. It stands for intolerance there, rigidity, insensitivity towards each other, one another there. We are not sensitive, we are not caring for one another there. Definitely we could say that the jealousy is there or the hate is there for each other. So then cruelty, intolerance, rigidity, insensitivity and coldness, indifference and jealousy and hatred there. So all these qualities are coming here under this heading. Ice there, it means ice symbolizes cruelty, intolerance, coldness, indifference, hatred and jealousy here. So according to the poet, first two lines, some will say the world will end in fire and some say in ice there. Different opinions. It means poet wants to say that different opinions are there. So then next line. So then from what I have tasted of desire. Then third line the poet says that what I tasted of desire. It means according to the poet here, desire is the root. It means greed or our desire. Our passion is the root of the destruction here. Whatever the destruction takes place on this earth here or in our life there, that is only caused by our greed, our passion, our desire, our possession, because we want to possess all different kind of the materialistic things here. We want to live a comfortable life, sophisticated life there. So that is why the poet says that maximum from what I have tasted of desire here. It means the poet thinks that desire or the fire, definitely it can cause the end of the world here. It can lead to the end of the world. Next, I hold with those who favor fire there. Then the poet says that I hold with those. It means the poet, for example, in the favor of the fire here. The poet thinks that the world comes to an end due to the fire. It means due to all these things, due to man's desire, passion, greed, lust, conflict, fury. According to the poet, it means the poet is in the favor of those people who favor fire, who consider that the people who consider that the destruction of the world is caused by the fire. The poet favors those here. So then, next line, next stanza here, the poet says that, but if it had to perish twice, here, but the poet says that though I am in the favor of fire, though I think that the world will lead to the end due to our greed, our desire, our passion, but I think that, but once again the poet says that, but if the world it had to perish, P-E-R-I-S-H, perish means P-E-R-I-S-H. It means to destruction, it means to destruct here, to ruin. So then the poet says that if it had to perish twice, for example, if the world it has to perish twice here, what is responsible, what is the here, there, needed there? I think I know enough of hate there. It means, you know, how much the hate is effective, how much the ice is effective. In the very first stanza, the poet says that yes, fire is responsible for the destruction of this world. The people's desire, it means the people's passion, their desire, their lust, their greed is responsible to their own death, it means to their own destruction here. But once again the poet says that we can't say that only fire is responsible here, but ice is also that much effective here, as effective as fire here. It means ice it represents the feeling of hatred here, the feeling of jealousy, the feeling of intolerance, insensitivity there. This is also responsible. It means if it had to perish twice, the world. So I think that I know enough of hate there. It means hate is also responsible. It means hate is also enough. The feeling of indifference, the feeling of intolerance towards one another, this feeling is also enough for what? To perish the world, that is twice. This feeling is also responsible there. So then, I think I know enough of hate is also great and would suffice there. So definitely I think that ice is also enough there if you want to end this world there. Ice is also enough. Ice stands for hatred, jealousy, cruelty, indifference there. This is also enough. So we could say that both things are, it means this is what the nature of the human beings here. Actually the writer wants to say that whenever we are coming to the destruction in our life there, whenever we view our life there, definitely some causes are there. Behind that some reasons are there. What kind of the reasons? Maybe our desire is there, our passion is there, then our lust is there, conflict is there, and another side definitely ice is there, means our hatred is there for each other. We are not sensitive, we are indifferent, we are cold for each other there. So all these things there. And one more thing the poet wants to say that anything that has a beginning definitely will have an end. World will end definitely one day. World will comes to an end there. If for example, if the ice starts melting there, so definitely due to that melting of the ice there, so one day definitely this world will freeze there. It comes to an end there due to the ice. And one more thing, fire. For example, we are also not able to bear, we are not also able to tolerate or the bear that kind of the heat there. If the sun grew, it started, it reaches to that intensity there. If the sun reaches to that intensity there, if it becomes so hot, the sun, so definitely then also that we are unable, we cannot tolerate, we cannot bear that kind of the heat of that intensity there. So this is what the poet wants to say, that actually that if you want to maintain the peace on the earth, only few things are needed there, that is love, equality, mutual understanding and sympathy. Otherwise, if we possess, if we hate each other, if we possess the desire, if we possess the passion for the materialistic things there, so definitely there is a destruction, definitely there is an end of this world here. So it's a very meaningful poem the poet has given here. Short, if we see that the poem is so short, but it's a very meaningful poem the poet wants to give here. So this is what we have seen, fire and ice here. So for today that's all from me. Thank you and have a nice day.